where the veil is thinned between the spiritual world and the physical 3D world. Hello Divine Ones, this is Ashley. The time now where the veil is thinned between the spiritual world and the physical 3D world. For some of us, we may live sort of kind of in that blurred portal of activity between the physical and the spiritual, and some of us more so than others. But in general, with what they call Halloween, and it's like a pagan holiday, but I'm gonna have to do a video on paganism and on how, like, all religions pretty much are pagan religions. But anyways, getting back to the topic at hand, that with this activity, when this veil is thinned, and the veil between the spiritual and the physical realm that is thinning, and this is a great opportunity to really work with your spiritual gifts. I've had a couple clients come through, and they have been mentioning, some paranormal activity. They've been mentioning connecting with their guides, connecting with angels, having visions and dreams, intense dreams. So what's happening is that a lot of us are awakening to our other spiritual gifts. So the spirit may send different emanations of the confirmation of your spiritual gifts. So for those that may speak in angelic languages, in the biblical text is called tongues, which is like different languages. So there's different types of tongues where you can speak other people's languages, or either you can speak the angelic languages, and then it's another gift that comes with interpretation, and some may have both. So what's happening that some may start to speak in tongues, and it may just be a confirmation of spiritual activity or your spiritual awakening, or it could be an actual physical gift. Others may start to see lights, may see different spiritual activity. It may come through in many different ways, and some of the ways that when I was going through another spiritual awakening like a couple years ago, that it would go one came through as lights, another one came through as more of a physical contact, a textile type of way, where you may have some type of feeling. Sometimes I may feel like a touch on my back or on my leg. Other times it has came through as like smoke almost. Like, you know how you light up an incense and then you see like the smoke for the incense? No incense around, no candles, no nothing, and it will come through like that. Other times it may come through just in your dreams with wings on the feet, wings on the eyes, like 6 different wings. It just depends on yourself and how it may come through for you. But I just wanted to put this video out there because some people, I've had like an increase in people asking me about angels and asking me about spiritual interactions. Yeah, you're going to start feeling more. And it's not just because of the thinning of the veil been happening throughout history. It's not to really worship these holidays or anything like that. It's just to mark these different activities that may be happening in the cosmos, that may be happening in the spiritual realms, so that we can have our antennas up and that we can know what's happening. With these different portals of activity, it's not just happening at this point in time. That this is going to pick up even more so, especially for those that have been working on their self physically, so that way they can tap into and be more conducive for interactions with the other realms, I'll put it that way, which is a whole spectrum of different types of entities. Now with that, you do have to be aware of lower vibrational energies. If you are opening yourself up to interactions, then you have to also understand that if you have something within you that has not been dealt with, then you are almost like a magnet to those type of lower energies, especially during these times, such as what they call Halloween, or even during Christmas, during Easter. Those are like really highly vibrational or highly open portals that entities can come through, and they may be more magnetic to you because of the fact that either you are of a higher frequency or a lower frequency. So it's just a magnet, you're just a magnet for them, and for them more so during these times. Another thing to be aware of is that you have to set your intention, especially now because of the fact of all the activity that's going to be picking up during this time. Another thing I was going to say is this year has been a really transformational year for a lot of people. for the world as a whole. Some people are calling it the Great Awakening. And that within the collective, that a lot of people are getting upgrades and they're getting downloads to upgrade. And these upgrades can come through in many different facets. And so with all of this other activity, that these different portals are highly vibrationally open, even more so than what they would usually be. Keep an eye out for different signs and synchronicities and the changing of the different signs and synchronicities. Because as you continue to mature spiritually, that your signs and synchronicities that you once had, that they're going to start to transform. For example, if you've been seeing angel numbers for a while and you're like, okay, I'm sort of used to that. Now you're going to go to the next grade, if you will. You're going to go to the next level. So your interactions are going to also change. So don't be alarmed if things start to change. So it can change in a couple different ways. So I've had someone reach out to me about, they wasn't receiving a lot of the signs and synchronicities that they once wore, and they were wondering if the Spirit was still with them, if their guides were still with them, if the Holy Spirit was still with them. And yes, like what happens is that you're being tested. So those signs and synchronicities that you once were reaching or that you once were receiving, they may peel back. They may even stop, because this is to activate your faith and to push you to another level in your faith journey. So it's not to be alarmed to say like, oh no, the Spirit left me, or yeah, my battery had cut off. But anyways, about the changing of the signs and synchronicities that will happen. And this is used to signs and synchronicities that come through a certain way, and then the Spirit wants you to go to the next level. So the signs and synchronicities will start to change, or either they will cut off for a while to take you to the next level. Around about now, or times that I mentioned before about these different holidays, is to take you to the next phase. Sometimes you may have more of a spiritual awakening during these times. You may have more dreams. You may have more signs and synchronicities come through, but they may come through in a different type of way, just to give you that extra boost, or to give you that extra confidence to go to the next level. So I hope this video was helpful. You can join the Patreon page over there, and shouts out to them. Thank you guys for your continued support. You can subscribe as well and hit the notification bell so you receive notifications when I post more information. And I will talk to you guys later. Love you much. Don't forget to check out the Ascended Bible Divine Guidance cards, also listed down below. All right, peace. Into contact. Is this still running? Is it still filming? Yeah, it is. Call me as they say on the road.